it is. Here's our power rankings for this past week, ending Friday, November the 2nd. Okay. Look at all these famous people on one wall right here. Look at that, man.
A lot of heat.
Like that, a lot of heat. Now, we know Halloween was on Wednesday, and all over social media, we saw a lot of celebrities flexing their costumes, and I want to ask you guys, whose outfit had the internet buzzing? Okay, let's start with you, Jamila.
Come, Sway.
Yes.
Is that a question?
That's a question.
Beyonce, every single year, Beyonce does something that I love, and she chooses to pay homage to a legend. Last year, she paid homage to Lil' Kim in a series of iconic photos. This year, it was all about another sad love song, as she went ahead and recreated Toni Braxton's iconic album cover. And what I thought was super dope is that Toni Braxton reposted it, giving homage to Beyonce, saying, girl, you look way better than me on my own album cover. And I said, she said it, I didn't.
You didn't say it, but look at that. She even got the hand down packed over the heart, right?
She takes this seriously.
Yes.
Couples costumes were big this year. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner. Joe Jonas dressing up as Sophie's character over the weekend. And then also they did the Addams Family deal.
Okay.
Mr. and Mrs. Addams there. What was really cool, though, if we want to keep it in the world of music, is what Harry Styles did out in L.A. And this is a cool little hidden meeting. He dressed up as Elton John. Did you guys hear about this? There he is.
Oh,
now,
he
what's
killed
really
that.
cool is he wore this, guys, some facts here, October 26th, 2018, last week, of course. Exactly 43 years to the day that Elton wore it on October 26, 1975, for a concert out in L.A.
This is a really important time, too. I mean, we're talking about celebrities dressing up in costumes, but it's the midterm elections right now. Actually, the next Tuesday, and tons of celebrities are also putting in work to encourage their fans to vote. But which specific artists do you think made our list, or why did these artists make our list, and why?
I'll kick things off for the woman right there, number 4, Taylor Swift.
Okay.
She just posted another Instagram post with her mom saying that she voted for Phil Bredesen, the candidate, the Democratic candidate in the state of Tennessee for Senate. Just amazing the influence she's had. The Washington Post ran an article this week. The headline was, "Can Taylor Swift single-handedly turn the state of Tennessee into a blue state?" And it's a legitimate question. She has 112 million followers on Instagram, just a massive audience. In the 24 hours after her initial political post last month, 65,000 registrations took place on vote.org. It was the second busiest day of the year for that website. And it's not just Taylor, though. Your buddy from the Beatles, that is not better than Drake, according to Jamila. Paul McCartney getting involved as well, and he's not even from here.
Yes. Speaking of Paul McCartney, who I love, he took to Instagram, the social world, to kind of say, hey, I'm going to be an advocate for sensible gun laws. And even LeBron James has showed up to a San Antonio game rocking a Beto for Senate hat. And speaking of Beto, our boy Travis Scott, who you said should have made the list last week, actually showed support to the congressman at a rally in Texas. So I love to see celebrities using their influence to support candidates that they really believe in. And I like the way they're getting down.
I like that, right? Let's get those celebrities a round of applause. And you know, here at MTV, we work to get you guys registered with our Plus One The Vote campaign. Tuesday is the culmination of that, because that's when you make your voice heard. So take out a friend, take out your family members, do it together, make it an event. Maybe we could go vote, you guys, on that day together?
Yeah.
Y'all open to that? Okay,
cool. We skipped the line.
Okay, that would happen. No, I'm just joking. All right. Now we're gonna get back to the list.
Yes, sir.
Travis Scott was an honorable mention last week, but now he's in our top 5 this week. Kev, let's start with you. Jamila, you want to take that? Okay, go ahead. That's your dude.
I'm taking on my boy's behalf.
Okay.
Because Kev said it.
Yes.
Although he been throwing me under the bus a little bit, I'm going to give you your props. Kev said it last week that this gentleman should have been on the list for music.
You did mention that.
This week, he's on the list for his moves, but hey, I'm talking about his model moves.
Okay.
Because Travis Scott just inked a deal with Saint Laurent, and he's going to be featured in their Spring/Summer 2019 collection.
All right, what about you, Kev?
Talked last week about the Sicko Mode music video premiering with him and Drake. Dave Meyers directed the clip, of course. 33 million views so far. Really challenging for the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 on Monday. For about 6 weeks now, it's been Maroon 5 featuring Cardi B, Girls Like You. This is putting up such huge numbers between him and Drake. This could really be the next #1 song in America.
At number 2, my good friend, the one and only Mac Miller. On Wednesday night, the Mac Miller Celebration of Life tribute concert took place. This event was a great way to celebrate his life. Did you get a chance to see any clips from the concert? Do you have any favorite moments from it?
I thought what spoke to me was just how the impact he had in such a short time, as you just said, Sway.
Yeah.
The variety of artists. I mean, John Mayer was there. Chance the Rapper was there. Travis Scott closed out the show. SZA performed. I mean, he spanned genres in terms of his impact.
And one thing that I really loved about it is that although we got a chance to listen to awesome music. You got a chance to see glimpses of who Mac Miller really was through videos. But one thing that I absolutely love, hands down, is that 100% of the proceeds was donated to the Mac Miller Circles Fund. Now, this fund is designated for the youth, the arts building communities, and I absolutely love that because not only was he a brilliant musician, Mac Miller had a heart of gold, and his legacy is going to live on forever and ever. And you were lucky enough to have this man as a friend. And so I salute Mac Miller and everyone who's a part of the Mac Miller Circles Fund.
Well said, man. If you are someone or you know someone who's struggling emotionally, please visit halfofus.com for help. And to donate to the MMCF Fund, head on over to pittsburghsfoundation.org/Mac Miller. All right, we're going to get back to our list, and at number one, this is it, man. Give me a fake drum roll. At number one, thank you, I needed that, all right?
Hey.
Is Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Now, whew. All right, now, Nicki was in 2 new music videos this week, but that's not why she generated so much buzz to make our rankings this week. So we got to break down this whole Nicki, Cardi beef. What went down, what's real, what's fake.
Let's go ahead and break this down. First of all, Sway, whenever someone starts off a sentence with, you know I'm not trying to be messy, right? Just know they're about to get sloppy, Joe.
They're about to get messy.
Yeah, and that's exactly how Nicki Minaj started off on Queen Radio. She decided to take a trip down memory lane 10 weeks ago to bring up what happened during New York Fashion Week. Now, remember the bump that Cardi B had on her forehead that came from security? Well, Nicki Minaj is saying that it didn't come from security. It came from a young woman named Ra Ali. Now, of course, Cardi B was like, hold up. I know she ain't still talking, and she took to her safe haven, which is social media, and she made a lot of videos kind of pulling out her receipts like a cashier would do when you're trying to return something.
This her right here.
So that is her. What we talked about last week, I think that it boils down to 2 things, Sway.
What's that?
That's cultural currency. That's what they're really arguing about. Nicki's saying, this person asked me to be a model for them. Cardi's saying, hey, I was put on this song first, and here's the proof to prove it. I have more followers. I control the culture, because we all know whoever controls the culture really has the influence. And so do I think that this beef is over? I really don't think so. I think we should go ahead and get our forks in our plates and pull on up.
And Nicki's a bit of a hypocrite, because if you look back to a year ago, right, she's feuding with Remy.
Yeah.
No,
I'm keeping
I'm keeping it.
You got your cup, Sway?
I'm keeping it 110 right there,
facts
huh?
right now. This is pure facts.
You say hypocrite.
But why you say hypocrite?
I'll tell,
Continue.
because I think that Nicki uses very convenient lyrics at times. You go back a year ago, she's feuding with Remy Ma, maybe not as commercially successful as an MC as Nicki was, right? Go back to No Frauds, and she says when critics are discussing the Kings, they turn around and say LeBron ain't got 6 rings. Well, if you want to keep it about stats, Cardi has stats that no other female MC has in the history of the Billboard charts, and a lot of male MCs don't have either. So I just think, you know, don't change your tune right now, right? If you are the numbers queen, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's interesting too. We had that shot. I don't know if we can go back to it, but then I believe it's at the Met Gala. Or
When
Met
they had
Ball.
a truce?
Yeah.
Right, and they were once friends, and that's important to note. You know, when Cardi hit #1 with Bodak Yellow last fall, Nicki tweeted her that day saying, "Barty, congratulations. Don't listen to the haters. This is the only thing that matters." So some point between that and whenever
now.
all this motorsport drama started, which we could do an entire TRL episode about, something went awry. Maybe it was that Cardi wasn't this, you know, fresh newcomer that was kind of cute. Now it's legit competition for Nicki. I don't know. This is all behind the scenes stuff, but
I would invite Nicki and Cardi to come here, and we could set up 2 chairs and talk it out. They could do it right on TRL.
I think you're the guy to do it. I think this is
All right, well, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm looking at. I'm inviting them right now, man. But listen, I want to thank you guys. That's our power rankings for this week. Give it up for Jamila and Kevin, please. All right.
Ourselves.
All right, TRL.